Hello, kids. Hi, how you all are doing? Well, I can see the happy faces over there, and you must be excited about today's session, right? Like what it gonna be, how it gonna be, and what it is all about. So just let me just give you a hint. Okay, tell me what is your favorite subject? Like from most of you or majority of you, who all or who among you like maths the most? Do you? Ah, I can see the odd reactions right there. People are quite dicey about it. They are like, is math can be anybody's favorite subject? Yes, it can be for so many people. And yeah, okay, people are responding with the reactions over there and stating it's boring. It's it's complicated. Yeah, it is at times. But if you are clear with the concepts, no, so it gonna be fun. Okay, so let me just tell you one thing about it. You know what? Maths can be an interesting part. How? Okay, yes, you are excited about it then. Okay, so let your friends join in the meantime. So just make an assumption like what topic or maybe what theme we're gonna cover today, and which subject or which specific element of the maths is truly an interesting one, is truly the one that you desperately want to do, I would say, and the concepts, everything is more like fun. So what that thing is, what that topic is, think about it. Yes, use your mind, use your brains, okay? Keep on thinking, keep on posting, and till the time, let your friends join in. Let's see. Ah, now I can see the happy and excited reactions. It's a mixed one, huh? The happy one at the same time, the excited ones. Okay, yes. So it's time for me to reveal the theme of the session and what it is. Okay, guys. So, have you ever seen, or maybe you came across something where you have seen the graphs, where you have seen, you can say, the bar graph, maybe, or the picture interpretations? Okay, have you heard of the game called charades or dumb charades? Or the pictograph charades, maybe these days we are doing that thing only, right? Where we'll be putting up the pictures and then you have to come out with the answers or guessing it. So this topic is more or less like it, and the title of the topic is data handling. So guys, okay, I will share the theme with you, the concept with you, and we'll be having more interesting activities in and around that. So let's start with the session. So, data handling, what it actually means. Data handling means gathering and collection of that data. What data is actually? Data is any information, guys. Any information in and around maybe something similar. For example, if a fruit seller wanna keep a record of all the fruits he purchased, or he has in the shop, available fruits available in his shop, so what he gonna do? He will make a record of it, right? And what's the easiest and the most interesting way to do it? To do it using a method called pictograph, which is one of the most interesting and the easiest option to gather the data. It's time for me to reveal the topic and what it is. It is data handling. Data handling, basically, what does it mean? It means like for anyone, it can be you, it can be me, it can be a shopkeeper or a big business. They all need to keep a record of data. For example, you guys got the syllabus from the school while the schools were open. Now also. So what you got keep on doing? Like you have a booklet mentioning all the title of the subjects, right? Is it so? And what you do? as and when you are done with the revision, you keep a tick mark on that, right? Similarly, that's how you are keeping the record of all the syllabus that you guys have practiced, you need to practice, or maybe the remaining one. In this way, you can complete the whole list of the syllabus or the curriculum that you have for the session, right? That's how in everyday's life, everyone is involved in managing some or other data. So you must be thinking that how it gonna be an interesting thing. It is an interesting thing. I will tell you how, because there's a very interesting and unique method attached to it, which is, so let me reveal that to you. And that is, okay, so before this, I just need to tell you data handling, that's a process, that's a series which involves 3 different steps. So the very first step is to gather all the data, which you already get in the form of a syllabus, maybe a booklet, maybe a curriculum. It can be in any way. So the very first step here is gathering and collecting data. Okay, so here is the first step. Then we have, or what we do, we process it or we record it. And in terms of the syllabus, if I need to tell, so what you do revision, you do learning for that, you do practice for that. That means you are processing it, you are recording it, keeping a record of it. And at the end, the process is the presenting information which can be understandable, which is easy for anyone to understand. So how it gonna be, or how we can do that? I will tell you how. So though there are various methods attached to it, but 2 interesting methods that we're gonna study today, those are pictograph. So what does pictograph means? Pictograph, as the name suggests, it is an interpretation of any item, any information using a related picture. And that's what emoticons these days and emojis are doing. Is it so? Yes, you answer the questions like as in when for every session. In fact, I would say you keep on writing the answers in the comment section. Some of you uses a way which is using the emoticons, or which is using the emojis, maybe a little picture just to answer the question. Is it a way? That's what pictograph generally does. Pictograph is an interpretation. It is a way, a method of showing data using pictures. So let's have a look and see how easily and how conveniently we can grab or grasp and have the idea about any data. So let's have a look. So guys, to have a better clarity about it or how pictograph actually works, let's have a look at the table which shows or which says in a class of 40 students, when they were asked about their favorite fruits, so these are the following responses that we get. What are those? Like out of those 40 students, 7 students like apple, 10 students like mango. There are 6 students who like banana. Similarly, there are 2 students who like pineapple. 5 of them like pear. For 8 of them, orange is their favorite fruit. And similarly, for watermelon, 2 are the students who voted for watermelon. Okay, now see how pictograph works. As I have repeatedly told you that it's not always necessary to use the same icon, but based on the condition, based on the question, you can use the icons. It can be the same one for whole table, or it can be the different icons and the different symbols too. Okay, so let's give it a try. Now it's your turn to give it an attempt, to give it a try, to show the interpretation of 7 students liking apple. Give it a try. I am looking forward for your answers, for your responses. Okay. Consider this as a warm-up thing. You will get the better clarity about it. As in when we'll head forward, we'll move forward with every step. Okay, give it a try. Keep doing that. Come on, guys. Yes, I can see the right answers flowing in. Smart people, you already know it. Many of you already know it. And for those who don't know it, guys, use the icon in the exact count. As they say, there are 7 students out of those 40 students who like apple. There are 7 students. Make a recall. There are 7 students out of those 40 students who like apple. So give the interpretation accordingly. And since we are very much comfortable these days with the pictures, with the emojis, with the emoticons, so make the most of it because it's relative. Yeah, come on, do that. Give it a try. Okay. Yes, I can see the right answers flowing in, and in 2 seconds, it's time for me to reveal the answer. And let's see, let's figure out who all have guessed it right or who all have given the right responses. So guys, here we go. 7 students liking apple. It's 1, then we have 2, then we have 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So this interpretation shows there are 7 students in the class of 40 who like apples, whose favorite fruit is apple. Similarly, the table says, as it says, there are 10 students who like mangoes. So it's time for you to give the interpretation. Keep posting your answers. Now you have get the idea. Now the picture is quite clear. So I am expecting the 100% response. Yes, start writing, start posting your answers. Come on. Yes, I have already started getting the right ones. Okay, impressive. Good. Ah, that's quite relatable, no? The things we are comfortable with, and that too, such topic in mathematics. Mm. Yes, it should be your interest area now, and math should be your favorite subject now. Come on, come on. Yes, guys. Few more seconds to go, and here it's time for me to reveal. So 1, 2, 3, 4, count along, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. There are 10 students among, like from those 40 students who like mangoes and who prefer mangoes over other fruits. It's their favorite fruit. Similarly, try it for banana, which has 6 of the preferences from those 40. So what it is, guys? Keep trying and show your answers, like submit your answers. Yes, buck up, buck up. So this is more about giving you the better picture about what pictograph and how it actually works. There's another activity relative to it, but there you have to read the table properly and then you have to answer the questions, the questions that are asked. So give it a try. Come on. Yes, I can see the right answers flowing in. Wonderful. Kudos, you are a smart crowd. That's good. Superb. Very great audience. Superb. Keep counting. Don't hassle and keep counting. Make the count to be exact. There are 6 out of those 40 students who like bananas, whose favorite fruit is banana. So accordingly answer the questions. And it's time for me to reveal. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So there are 6 students, I'm sorry, out of those 40 who like banana. And likewise, this chain or this table, this pictograph interpretation keep on like growing. So for pineapple, let's say there are 2 people who like banana. There are 2 students who like pineapple, I'm sorry. And 5 of them like pear. You know, in the previous session also, we have discussed about something that is green and healthy, that's pear. So here, 5 students out of those 40 like pear. And 8 of them like oranges. Keep counting, 4, then 5. We have 6 here, 7 and 8. Likewise, there are how many people who like watermelon? It's 2. Okay, so look at the table here. Now we have a full table of those 40 students and their preferences. Now look at the table and give me a quick answer for the 2 fruits which are liked by the same count of students. 2 fruits having the same count of preferences. Yes, yes, yes. Keep posting. You can use the pictures, you can use emojis, and you can check out the spelling in case you are not really sure about it. So look at the spelling right there in the table and give me your answer quickly. Yes, the answers are right here. Very fast, very quick, very spontaneous. Good one. Okay, for those who don't like, who aren't still who are a little confused about it, have a look and look at the chart properly. Now think which 2 fruits has the same count of preferences, or which 2 fruits has the same count of liking. Which 2 fruits among the table in the table has the same liking? Quickly. So here we go. It is pineapple and watermelon, guys. You can see right there. So pineapple has a count of 1 and 2. And similarly, watermelon has a count or the preference count of 1 and 2. So that's how it is. So the next activity or the next question that I'll be throwing to you is, okay, here, that's a way how we do it. One fruit represents or one fruit equals to one student, which means it's a depiction. Here, every single fruit counts equal to one student. Okay, guys? So make a note of it. Be a little aware. Keep your eyes open. So for every table, for every pictograph table, there is such key note attached to it. Okay, it's time for the next question. Now, below is the record of the apples sold by a shopkeeper in a week. As you can see right here, here we have the list of days starting from Monday to Sunday. And on the right side of it, we have the count which says the number of apples sold. So look at it. Here they have used a common icon since the fruit type is same for all, for the whole week, for the whole chart. So they have used one icon throughout the table. Now it's clear. Now the picture is clear. Now analyze this. It's time for you to analyze it. And guys, here is a key pointer for you. Keep focusing this. Focus on the key point. What does the key point says? It says one icon, as in one apple, the green one, represent or is equal to 2. So make sure that whatever counting or whatever question is asked to you or is thrown to you, you have to answer keeping this count of 2 in mind in your head. Okay, now I'm heading towards to the first question, and Make a note of it. Keep focusing. Keep analyzing it. Here is the question. First question for you, which says, how many apples were sold on Wednesday? I'm waiting for your answers. Keep writing, keep submitting. Come on. Also, the focus area should be this key point, which says one apple is equal to, or one apple shows the count of 2. So keep posting, guys. Yes, yes, yes. Come on. The right answers are flowing in. There are few assumptions. People are trying to cover it up with the emojis. Not always, guys. Give me the count, the exact number, because you can't keep like putting that count of the emoticons, right? It's not necessary, or maybe there's a bit confusion in that. Maybe you can like miss out on something. So write the numbers, submit your answers in the comment section. I'll be waiting. Yes, there's more to come. Come on. Super. The right ones. I'm impressive. That's impressive, guys. Impressive. Yes, yes, yes. Do that. Do that. Okay. More to come. Keep trying, guys. Just have a recall of 2 in your mind. I'm sorry. Just have a recall of 2. Like one apple here interprets or is equal to 2. So keep along with the side, like considering that in mind. Now make a count. The total, that how many apples were sold on Wednesday. Yes. Few seconds to go, and here we go. It's time for me to reveal the answer, and that is, the answer is 14. You must be thinking, how? So let me take you through like how it is. I'm putting the pointer right here. Since there are how many apples? There are 1, then 2, count along, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 apples, right? 7 apples are the markings here. So what we can do is, either we can add 2, considering 1, 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, 7 times. Like we can add 2 7 times, or the easiest way, the bestest way right here is 7 multiplied by 2, which gives you the right answer, that is 14. What is it? That's 14. And for all those who have given the right answer, you guys have got a really good calculations, quite impressive, and you are very observant. So kudos for that. Wonderful, guys. Okay, we are heading towards the next question from the same table, which says, how many apples were sold in the whole week? Now it's a little tough. Keep your pens ready, keep your paper ready, or maybe, though I should not suggest you to use the calculator, so it's better to note down the things or to multiply and add all the values. So focus, focus. How many apples were sold in the whole week? That's a tough one. Okay, just give it a try. It's no harm, no? Yes, come on, do that, do that. Just give it a try. You never know, maybe your answers can be right. Okay, and that gonna build up your confidence time and again. Come on. Yes, there's more to come. Okay. Yes, well tried, guys. Some are more near, like very closer. Okay, not bad. Keep checking your answer before submitting the comments, before sending the comments. Keep checking your answer, since it's the calculation here is a little lengthy. So do that. Okay, just have a look. Come on. Yes. Yes, people are trying it in. Yes, very good. Submit. Oh, all those who has rectified their mistakes. Yes, they are submitting the right answers also. Very nice. It's good, guys. Kudos, kudos. Wonderful. Okay, now it's time for me to reveal, and the answer is 70. So there like 70 apples in total were sold in the whole week. Similarly, the next question for you. Which day shows the highest sale? It's very evident right here. The table straightforwardly shows it. Which day shows the highest sale? Just write your answers quickly, and maybe that's one of the bestest days or your favorite days while you were going to school also. So what's that? Come on, write it down. Yes, hurry. Good to see that. Yes, people are writing in. Very good. Ah, nice. Right answers. Impressive. Wonderful, wonderful, guys. Okay. So now you are making me more greedy. I am expecting 100% response, at least for this one. Yes, come on. More to come. And 10 seconds to go. Come on. All those who haven't yet submitted their answers, guys, keep trying. And I'm repeating the question again for you. Which day shows the highest sale? Which day shows the highest sale? What is it, guys? Come on. It's very evident. It's right in front of you. The day having maximum number of count or maximum number of pictograph interpretations in front of it shows the highest number of sale. What is it? Come on, guys. And in 2 seconds, here we go. It is Saturday. Saturday has the maximum number of sale. Okay, the last question in this part. Which 2 days have the same sale? Look at the chart properly, count them, and then answer the question. Which 2 days have the same sale? What is it, guys? Yes, good one. Oh, mathematically answering, huh? Very good. People have used the word is equal to. That's good. Right statements. Wonderful. Okay. Impressive. Smart kids. Smart bunch of people right here in front of me. And that makes me even more excited to make you learn things, to come up with some new activities, new sessions for you time and again. Do that, guys. Yes. Aha. Wonderful. That's amazing. More to come. Guys, I'm repeating the question again. Which 2 days? Observe the chart properly and then answer the question. Which 2 days have the same sale? What is it? And it's time for me to reveal. That is Monday and Friday. They both of the days have the same count of sale. That is 12. How many was it? That's 12. So both of the days have the same count. Okay? Superb. Superb, guys. So you pretty much like maths right now. Okay. And maybe you are in love with this topic. You never know. I'll be coming up with more such questions. Okay, let's head forward. Now, there are 2 ways I've told you, so since there are many other ways also, but we'll be covering 2 ways. One was pictograph that you pretty much like right now. And there is another one that is tele charts. So tele charts are basically the interpretation while drawing the lines. And there is an icon right here in front of you. Look at the icon that is presented right here in front of the bold, like in front of you in the bold words, in the bold letters. So these are the markings, these are the lines. So how telemark works basically, the tele chart is an interpretation of the table or a chart using the telemarks. So what we do here is we put for every count of 5 or for every multiple of 5, we use a different slanting line to it. For every multiple of 5, make a note of this, guys. While using the tele marks, what we have to do for every set of or for every multiple of 5, we gonna use a slanting line that covers other 4 lines. So this will be, or thus it will look like a set, one set of 5. 5 tally marks together make a tally mark, which is a common symbol. Okay? So other lines are like straight, and for every multiple, there is a slanting line coming from right to left. A slanting line moving from right to left. So how it works? Let's have a look. Okay, guys, so let's understand this with an example where since Christmas is around, so I have like from all my friends, I checked with them like which is their favorite part of Christmas, what they like the most about Christmas. So here are the responses. For 8 of my friends, they like decorating the tree, the Christmas tree. Tree decoration is their favorite part. For some, it's like opening presents or the surprises that they got. So for 5 of them, it's dance and music. For 7 of them, it's Christmas cake and lovely, yummy Christmas food. And for remaining 5, they like spending time with their family and friends, which in whole. Okay, so let's have a look how tally marks work. Have a recall of it, have a look at it, and now analyze. So here, as you can see right here, how many people were there? Give me the answers in the comments. Like now you have to assume and now you have to tell me, you have to give me the count of how many people right here like decorating the tree, or tree decoration is their favorite part of the session. What is it of the Christmas? I'm sorry. Yeah, tree decoration is their favorite part in the Christmas. So how many of them? Looking at the tally marks, what you can assume, what you can imagine. Keep posting your answers. I have already started getting in the right answers. Yes, very good, guys. Come on. Read it properly. For every slanting line, it's a set of 5. The lines, the straight lines, 4 straight lines, and for every multiple of 5, I would say, there is a slanting line that's coming from right to left. Okay, come on, now observe it and give me the answer. For tree decoration, it's 8. 8 is the right answer. Wonderful. Now, coming up to the next, opening presents. For all those who like opening, like who like exchanging gifts and obviously getting gifts, who don't like it. So for how many people or how many friends of mine like opening gifts? Give me a count quickly, quickly. And here we go. It is 10. Yes, that's a 2 set of 5. So 5 plus 5 gives you 5 plus 5 gives you 10. That's the right answer. Super. And the next one, very evident. I am expecting the right answer very quickly for this one. Dance and music. For who all dance and music, or for how many people dance and music is the best part of about Christmas? That's yes, 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 yes. The right answers. Come on, quickly, quickly, quickly. Or yes, it's 5. Similarly, guys, this is how we interpret tally marks. For example, I'm taking you through like there are how many people? 7 people who like Christmas cake and food. And similarly, there are 5 people who like spending time with the family and friends. So yes, even I'm pretty much excited about it. So guys, keep practicing. I'll be throwing you more such fun activities time and again. And that's so this is how you can enjoy maths also, guys. That's all for the session. And yes, I that's all for the day. And I believe and I hope that you definitely gonna love maths from now onwards. I wish so and I believe so. Keep loving maths, keep practicing, practice as much as you can, and you will definitely fall in love with it. Okay, guys, that's all for the day. Till the time, keep practicing, keep learning, keep start becoming more innovative, more creative in your ways, and stay home, stay safe, keep washing your hands. See ya. That's all for the day. Bye.